OpenAI just did something unusual. Instead of building a product, they handed money to 14 independent research teams and said, figure out how governments and societies should actually handle the AI era. No product launch, no demo, just policy. So what are these projects? Why does this matter? And what does it tell us about where the AI industry thinks we're headed? Let's get into it. OpenAI is best known for shipping models, ChatGPT, GPT-4, and the O-series reasoning models. But this move is different. The company has funded 14 separate independent research projects focused on AI policy. Not internal policy, not lobbying, independent teams working on their own, exploring how societies should respond to what OpenAI itself calls the intelligence age. The framing is deliberate. The intelligence age isn't just a catchy phrase. It's the idea that AI is a civilizational shift comparable to industrialization, and that our institutions, laws, and economic systems are nowhere near ready for it. One of the two headline goals for these 14 projects is expanding economic opportunity. That's a politically loaded phrase, but in the context of AI, it points at something real and urgent. Automation has historically concentrated gains at the top while displacing workers in the middle. AI stands to do that faster and at a larger scale than anything before it. The question these researchers are presumably wrestling with is not whether disruption happens, it will, but whether policy can be designed to spread the benefits more widely. Think retraining programs, new labor classifications for gig and AI-adjacent workers, tax structures that capture value from AI-driven productivity, or regional investment strategies for areas that get hit hardest. None of those are easy problems. Governments have struggled with them for decades. But the specific pressure of AI arriving this fast makes the policy gap feel more dangerous than ever before. The second headline goal is strengthening societal resilience. That phrase can mean almost anything, so it's worth unpacking what AI specifically threatens here. Disinformation is the obvious one. AI-generated audio, video, and text can now flood information environments at a scale and quality that makes verification genuinely hard. But resilience also covers critical infrastructure, power grids, financial systems, hospital networks, all increasingly targeted. It covers democratic institutions that weren't designed for algorithmic manipulation of public opinion. And it covers the basic social trust that holds communities together when people can't agree on shared facts. Building resilience against all of this isn't a single policy lever. It's dozens of them, spanning media regulation, cybersecurity standards, election law, and education. The independence of these 14 projects is arguably the most interesting structural detail in this whole announcement. AI policy written inside AI companies carries an obvious conflict of interest. OpenAI has commercial incentives that don't always align with the public interest. And anyone paying attention knows that. By funding external researchers, rather than staffing up an internal policy team, there's at least a structural buffer between the funder and the findings. Whether that buffer is real depends on how the grants are structured, what strings are attached, and whether researchers can publish conclusions that are inconvenient for OpenAI. Those details aren't public. But the model itself, a technology company seeding an ecosystem of outside thinking about its own regulation, is worth noting. It has precedents in pharma, in finance, in environmental science. Sometimes it produces genuine insight. These 14 projects don't land in a vacuum. Governments around the world are already moving on AI regulation at very different speeds and with very different philosophies. The European Union's AI Act is the most comprehensive, binding framework in existence, sorting AI systems by risk level and imposing requirements on the developers and deployers. In the United States, the approach has been more fragmented. Executive orders, agency guidance, and a patchwork of state-level by bills. China has its own rules focused heavily on generative AI and algorithmic recommendations. In this environment, independent policy research that crosses jurisdictions and thinks beyond any single regulatory tradition could be genuinely valuable. The problems AI creates don't respect borders. A disinformation campaign, a financial shock from algorithmic trading, a cyber attack on infrastructure. These are global events. Step back and look at why a company like OpenAI would do this right now. The models are becoming more capable faster than most people anticipated even 18 months ago. Agentic AI, systems that don't just answer questions but take actions in the world, is moving from research curiosity to real deployment. Whether these specific projects do that is something we won't know until the research is published and scrutinized. OpenAI funding independent AI policy research is either a genuinely important step toward responsible governance or a very well-funded PR exercise. And the honest answer is we don't know yet. What do you think? Is industry-funded policy research trustworthy, or is there an inherent conflict that can't be designed away? Drop your take in the comments. If you want more coverage of the policy and governance side of AI, not just the product launches, subscribe and hit the bell. This stuff matters more than most tech channels give it credit for.